President Trump is facing sharp criticism tonight from an unusual source, one of his predecessors, and maybe not the one you'd expect. WBZ political analyst Jon Keller is here with the details on this. John?
Well, Liam, it's not an unwritten rule that's never violated, but there has been an understanding among former presidents, by their own account, that they will let others take the lead in criticizing the current president, whoever that might be. But 9 months into the Trump presidency, former President George W. Bush has apparently decided he can stay silent no longer.
We need to recall and recover our own identity.
The former president never mentioned the current one by name, but Bush's target was clear. Both Trump administration policies and the man himself.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Bigotry or white supremacy in any form is blasphemy against the American creed.
And honestly, if the press were not fake and if it was honest,
Bigotry seems emboldened. Our politics seems more vulnerable to conspiracy theories and outright fabrication.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a off the field right now, out, he's fired.
We've seen our discourse degraded by casual cruelty. At times it can seem like the forces pulling us apart are stronger than the forces binding us together. Argument turns too easily into animosity. Disagreement escalates into dehumanization.
The traditional way, if you look at President Obama and other presidents, most of them didn't make calls. A lot of them didn't make calls.
Did that casual disrespect on a sensitive subject get under Bush's skin and prompt his break with tradition? That's unclear, even if Bush's contempt for Trump's conduct is not.
And our young people need positive role models. Bullying and prejudice in our public life sets a national tone, provides permission for cruelty and bigotry, and compromises the moral education of children.
Ouch. Well, coincidentally, Liam, former President Barack Obama is making his first public campaign appearances just today on behalf of candidates in Virginia and New Jersey. I saw a little bit of it before I came out here, and he, too, is pretty directly critical without naming the president.
As the tradition has gone, so far, President Obama has been pretty quiet about President Trump. He's let him do his thing. Does criticism from a Republican former president politically sting more for Mr. Trump than if it were President Obama?
Well, I don't think any of it matters to the Trump base. I think, by and large, what former presidents say has some impact, but it's, you know, it's folded into a broader outcry, if you will. I did note that when Hurricane Harvey hit, all the living former presidents, the two Bushes, sure, Carter, Clinton, and Obama, all banded together to raise money. We've seen that in the past, but normally it's with the presence of the current president, not this time.
Very interesting. Jon Keller, thank you very much.